Welcome one and all, my name is Casey, and today I'm afraid to tell you that we are living in a simulation. Today we are living within the simulation of The Sims. The Sims 1 was one of my favorite games when I was a kid. I probably lost hundreds, if not thousands of hours to this very game. And well, if you've ever tried to play this on a modern PC, you know how difficult that can be. But recently, the Xbox Game Pass on PC has actually added the ability to play The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 without having to do any sort of workaround by downloading like a CD crack or whatever. You can just simply play it. I mean, you do have to sign up for an EA account and use the EA app, so there is a slight drawback to it. But both The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 are there, and I loved The Sims 1. And I have wanted to return to this game for so many years, but I just don't like using the workaround. I don't always trust it. So today we are starting a brand new series here within The Sims. I've already gone ahead and created our family. We are the Davis family right here. And there are a couple of places that we can live. So when it comes to this map, I've lived in quite a lot of houses. The very first house that I ever lived in was this one right here. This was back in the original Sims when only this portion of the map actually existed, and the rest of this wasn't a possibility. I lived here, and my older cousin lived here. But then for Christmas, I got a laptop and I got a bunch of the Sims expansions, which gave me access to all of this area. So I ended up living here. I lived over here. I even lived here at one point. I've lived in a lot of these different places, but there was one place that I never really lived in, and that was this one. I watched my cousin play many hours living in this house, and I always thought, you know what, one day I will live there. So today I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to move into this house as sort of our first stages, and we are right here. Now there's a new cab company in town. The very first thing that I want to do is click through all of this, is I actually want to find the mail. Where's our newspaper? We don't have a newspaper. You know what? Looking at it, it doesn't seem like the mailman's actually been. But we also don't have an interior. I didn't realize that until just now. So I think we should probably get some sort of interior done. So I think one of the first things we should do is buy a desk. This way we can pick up our very first computer. We'll buy a nice and comfy office chair, put that there. Then we can grab our sim and we can tell him, find a job. One of the best paying jobs within this game is the hacker profession, so we want to make sure we're going down that one. But whether or not we'll find one on day one, he prefers the back door, as it seems. Yeah, finding that today might be a good option. It might be likely. I guess we'll find out. Boot onto the computer, back into Windows 98. That's an incredibly fast load. And again, I suppose time is a little bit faster in here. Okay, what do we got? We've got online job finder. There's an opening in the Pro Athlete career. Team mascot, look again. We don't want that one. We want the one with the ones and zeros, the hacker profession. That's the one that pays the most. I think it pays $1,500. We'll look again. We don't really want to be a science tester. I'll take that one if we can't find another one. But I wonder if we get a job like education, playground monitor. It gives us a lot of time at home. So that could be an option. We could always marry to get more money in the future. Okay, there are no more job listings available today, so we're just gonna have to take a job. Yeah, and I think that probably the best job for us to take, as it pays the most of the three, would be this lab research one. Like it's 155 a day, so we'll take that one. For now, our car will be sent at 8 a.m, so we ain't gonna be working today, so we've got to make sure that our money lasts. Right, we need a kitchen. Yeah, I feel like these numeric kitchen counters might actually be the best. We can put 2 there. Actually, can I want to get rid of that. Let's move this one over. We'll stick the sink over there by the window. I think that's the window anyway. No, we don't have a window over there. Okay, that's... We do now. And I want to put this window here. And we'll stick this window out over there. Now, we're going to need a couple more things. So I'm going to put the cooker over here. Then that way we can grab our fridge. We'll grab this cheap fridge. All of this kind of goes together. And we want to make sure that 1, we don't set our house on fire. And 2, we don't actually get robbed. So we'll go ahead and do that. I gotta get used to using the arrow keys to move. Like, it's a little bit difficult to move like this because I have 3 monitors. So whenever I go to the sides like this, I end up going off the screen. Yeah, and we could do with maybe a table. I like this table. But I also, you know, we only need like 1 table. This one's also really nice. It's a little bit more expensive. So I feel like we should probably just keep to the cheap stuff for now. We can grab that table there. Yeah, and these chairs aren't the cheapest. But what is the comfort level on them? Comfort 3, comfort 3, comfort 2. They're a little bit more comfy despite having absolutely no cushion whatsoever. But we could put 2 of those like that. We could alternatively have them at either side like this, which I kind of like that one better. So now we've got a kitchen. Is there anything else like we need in here? I don't feel like we need any more appliances. You know, we could get a coffee maker. That might give us a little boost of energy if need be. Is this a coffee? Bladder -1. What's this one? Energy. Oh, we don't want to buy that just yet. So maybe we do get a coffee maker just in case we need that extra bit of energy and we can't sleep. And now I need to sort of start thinking about in here. I can't select the object in use. So we'll send him into the kitchen. Enjoy your new kitchen, my friend. It's lovely, isn't it? Yes, I designed it just for you. So what I'm thinking is we could probably relocate the computer over here. Then that way I can go into the seating and into the beds area. We can get a bed. Like the best single bed that we can get is this one. And we could sleep like on a couch. I didn't actually mean to buy that. Yeah, we'll put that there. That does not look all that good, but I don't think there's like a good place for this. I suppose we can just stick it there for now. We are going to need like a TV of some description to be able to sit and watch stuff, and that means that we're going to need a nice cozy chair. Maybe this like dream one fits. We could like maybe just have the seating area over here and then the telly there, and that way we can put the bed over here. We can get a dresser of drawers that I would kind of like to put here, but it won't let me with us having already a door here. So what we can do is we can take the door down. We can put the dresser of drawers like right up against this wall here. And then like a bookcase. Like I feel like we definitely need some sort of bookcase. We could put that here. I suppose we could actually just move that over there next to the computer. It's not the most luxurious place, but it does look a lot better. Now we need to think about the bathroom. Yeah, you know, we'll definitely need a toilet. A sink is also up there. We can get this nice 400-pound one, I suppose. And as for a shower, like, do we want a shower? Do we want a bath? Like, what's hygiene on this? Hygiene is 6. The bath is hygiene 6, but it's also comfort 3. So, like, we could have a bath. I am partial to a bath over a shower myself. So maybe we do that. I think that's everything that we need for the bathroom. I mean, we do need a mirror. Where's the mirror at? Is it in the miscellaneous? Yeah, let's go for a bin. Let's go for a bin. We're going to need a bin. But where is the mirrors? Is it in decorations? Yeah, they're here under the wardrobes. Okay, I think we'll go with the simple mirror. No, don't put it there. Put it on the other side. Above the... Yes, can we just turn? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Maybe we just, like, we could rotate this a little bit. Maybe make it look a little bit nicer. We've got this, like, diagonal here, so there isn't much we can do there. But I feel like for the first house, that's not too bad. Then I guess this brings me to my first order of business, which is to greet some friends. We can shake the hands. Who will we be greeting? I believe we were greeting Bella first. Just poked me in the shoulder. That's very nice of you. Balalo. Look, new neighbors have moved in. Look at us being friendly, making friends. It's not the way of the YouTuber. We'll also shake his hand too. Mortimer, or Mortimer. However you want to say his name, it doesn't make a bit of difference. It's still a sim language. Hello, how you doing? It's good to see you. I'm gonna say goodbye to you now. If I'm honest, I don't really. Excuse me. I don't really have the time. I've got other things that I need to do. The paper's here, so we can actually have a look in there to see if they've got a better job for us. So goodbye, Mortimer, and goodbye, Bella. It was good to see you. Nice to meet you. And I'll be sure to give you a call on the phone and invite you around when I need the friends. Yes, we do definitely want to look for a new job. If we get that hacker job, that would be amazing. But our survey says, sometimes, dishwasher. Yeah, I don't have any desires to wash dishes. That's not something that I want to do. We don't have a phone. I forgot a phone. Where's that? Is that under electronics? It is. Let's go ahead and put a phone on the wall right there. There we go. Okay. So we can actually have a look at our relationships here. We're not that good of a relationship with them. We've also got our skills over here. Now, I do want to address a couple of things. First of all, there is a sofa in this game. Typically, when you buy furniture and you place it down, after a couple of days, the value depreciates and you can't get the amount back that you paid for it. But there is one, and I think it might actually be this one, where after it depreciates, it actually goes up in value, and it's worth more than it is when you put it down. It's a very easy way to get a lot of money, but we are not going to be using that trick. Also, it's very easy with the genie lamp to just buy a bunch of these and suddenly get TVs, billiard tables, and before you know it, you are wealthy beyond your means. Again, I'm not going to be using that trick. We may have the odd genie lamp, maybe just one here and there for a little bit of fun, but we won't have a plethora of these, and we'll just take it and rub it once a day. But they're not the only ways to make money in this game. You can also paint, and that is totally within my rule set. That feels like it's part of the game. I'm not exploiting any sort of exploits or overlooking. So we'll paint our first picture here. Yeah, and we can see that doing that actually gives us a little bit of fun. And we've got one creativity point, which we can see here. So that's good. The more pictures that we can paint, the more money that we can make. This first one will sell for, well, it won't sell for very much. And already we've gone up 2 skill points by just painting the first picture. And there we go, look, we can click sell painting. It would be nice if you could hang these around your home, but I don't think that you can. And that didn't actually tell me how much money I made from it. Maybe about 7? We have a few things now that sort of drain. The bladder is a little bit down, so we do need to use a toilet. We'll go ahead and send him to the toilet. Hunger is also there, so we'll have lunch too. Want to make sure that we're actually... No, I'm not going to have lunch. We're actually going to study cooking. Because the lower your cooking skill is, the more often it is that you get kitchen fires. Well, that's what I've discovered when playing this game. I don't know if it's an actual mechanic. It just feels like it is. So we're going to get a skill point in cooking first. Yeah, and this will also help boost our comfort because we'll get to sit down while we do it. And that should stop our energy draining as fast because we're no longer standing. And by the time tea time rolls around, we actually have our first cooking point. So we can go ahead and just cross that off. Come over here and have dinner. This way we're less likely to cause a fire. And then I'll chop all that up, put it on. So it looks like a little bit of stew that we're having, or maybe a salad and some salmon. I can't quite tell. But either way, that's going to boost our hunger up quite a lot. Look at that. We're good on the hunger now. So we need to start thinking about fun and comfort. I'm actually not going to worry too much about the comfort, because when we sleep tonight, we'll get some of that from the bed. So I'm going to go ahead and do another painting. That'll help us out. Actually, we could... No, we can only play on there. I didn't know if there was anything we could do on there to help enhance some of our skills. So, let's paint. And it wasn't long till we got another creativity point. And it seems that our sim is dreaming of a wedding day. Sell the painting. Did we get anything for that one? Yes, look, we actually got $3. So I went back and I checked it on the replay. We didn't actually make anything from that first painting. Okay, so our energy is starting to get low. Our comfort is also low. So I think it's time to go ahead and dream. Yeah, look, he's complaining that he wants to sleep. Your bed's over there, chap. Just go and lay down. Have a nice snooze. I wish that I could get dressed like that for bed at night. Just spin around and I'm done. That would be amazing. Okay, now we need to be careful. What time does our job start? I believe it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, which means, yeah, car's going to come at 8. So we probably want to get up at about 6. Because we are going to have some things to manage. There we go, look. Up he gets. Okay. So the first thing that we'll manage in the morning is use the toilet, take a bath. We will services hire a maid. I feel like that's probably one of the best beneficial ones. And have a breakfast. We get about 2 hours for our sim to get all this done in. I love the little pixelations. There are cheats that you can use that remove the pixelations, but it doesn't actually show anything. It's just... they're already covered up anyway. Like you can see the dramas. The cheats that you can find for this game are ridiculous. Like, I remember with a lot of them as a kid. No, it's getting on for 7 o'clock and he's only just jumping in the bath. Okay, it looks like we're just gonna have to have a snack. £10 an hour. Okay, someone will be over today. Okay, we can have like a snack, I feel like, and then probably send him off to work. We've got no bills, we've got no paper, and we'll look for a job when we get home tonight. That'll do our hunger a little bit. He's well looked after for the most part. Donning his nice lab coat. And there he is, he's off to work. Yeah, and while we were away, the maid showed up and decided to clean the toilet before washing her hands. Yeah, and standing around and doing, well, next to no work for most of the time I was paying her. She would do a job, fold her arms, and I was paying for this at $10 an hour. She just kept weighing up what the next job would be before getting to work. This was going to cost me a fortune. Then she left in the blink of an eye, without even telling me how much I spent. I think it cost me 20 bucks. Turns out I was really good at my job, because I had been promoted to lab assistant, cleaning rat cages, fixing delicate lab equipment for minimum wage. How's your mood today? A lot of logic, skill building, time is needed at home to advance, and guess what? You're on the graveyard shift, work all night, sleep all day. You now work from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. starting immediately. You brought home 230 bucks today. I got a bonus of 600. That's good. It turns out the maid only actually charged me 10 bucks, so I was insulting her for no reason. So let's go ahead and just have a quick look at finding a job. We've got a little pet here. Look at Fifi. Yes, I do want to look. We're looking for that hacker position. That's one of the best paying jobs in the game. And it's a dishwasher. I feel like I checked before I went to work in the morning. So let's go ahead and just have lunch, I think. I think having dinner is probably the best thing right now. Put that there for the maid to deliberate whether or not she wants to throw it away tomorrow. You know what she's like. And it seems that I cooked the exact same thing I had last night. Well, you know, why not just have the same meal 2 days in a row? And then that's definitely fitting. Once we've done that, we can find a job. We can also take a peek here and see what we need. We need logic. And I don't actually remember how to get my logic up. I think I can just buy a chess set. Like, yeah, look at that. Fun 2, logic, group activity. So, you know, we can do one of these. We can actually put this outside. It feels like it fits outside. Oh, this is checkers. Okay, if we're putting that outside, I'm going to need a seat for that. I need something that fits outside, like... I mean, none of these, like that one, I suppose, does. Oh, right, that's a recliner. So is that. So is that. Damn, it's like, okay, this chair works. Yeah. Oh, that chair works. There we go. We've got it. Yes, for the job searching. Well, we could be a journalist. We don't want that. We could also be a musician. That sounds tempting. We could be a slacker for a golf caddy. Yeah, there's none of those are what we want. Okay. Might as well try to at least get promoted in this field, so we'll play that. Do we need any friends for this? It doesn't look like we do. 230 bucks a day. You're moaning about the chairs? Okay, do these chairs, like, not count? They just waste money. What about that chair? Oh, no, I realize now why it doesn't work. I didn't waste money at all. And I put it on the wrong side. Okay, he isn't going to play for very long because our mood, once it slips below and into the red, I don't want to do it anymore. We might be able to sneak 2 points in, though. Energy is what's... Okay, carpool in an hour. Okay, great. There we go. We got our logic point. So, let's get rid of you. It's going to be a tough day at work, I feel like. Use that. Actually, no, let's not use that. Let's drink a coffee, drink a coffee, drink a coffee. I'm not so sure this is going to be good for our long-term health, downing 3 coffees like that. But, you know, we got work in an hour. That definitely solved our energy problem. We don't want to miss work. That's for sure. Go to work. Come on, mate. You're going to... Quick, 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 quick. There we go. We got in. We got in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a promotion today. But our sim is... Well, KC is quite tired out. So perhaps... should we have breakfast? We haven't really had much to eat recently. We snacked out before work yesterday, and then we didn't eat much through the day. Actually, we did. We had lunch when we got home, didn't we? But probably do that and then send in for a kip. Look at that. Nice little bit of salad with some salmon. We wash up even though we haven't made... Oh, PG. Oh, it's too late now. 1:30 in the evening. Perfect time to wake up. Right then, we've got some more hunger as well, so might as well have lunch. We probably want to look at getting a better fridge and a cooker so we don't have to eat anywhere near as often. Manage that. And then, might as well... Should we do another painting? Oh no, actually what we need to do is we need to check the mail today. Find a job. We haven't done that since we got home from work. The meal, as always, was yummy. I cooked it. The job on offer was the same one we saw on the computer yesterday. I turned it down before turning my attention to my computer to find another job. It was law enforcement. There was a slacker one again. And there was a musician. None of those took my fancy, so it was time to have a bath. Wash my hair, wash my arms, make sure I'm all nice and clean. That way, I could go for a pee. Or maybe it was number 2. He decides. Of course, I make sure to wash my hands before painting. And as luck would have it, I received a phone call. The lawyers have taken a surprising vow of poverty and has returned $150 to us. That was a good phone call to get. Oh, we're racing the clock. Can I get one more point? Yeah, my creativity. Yeah, before the car arrives. Okay. We got a little bit of comfort, a little bit of energy. Not much we can do that. Drink. And sit. And it might help us out a little bit before we go to work. There's our car. Time to go for another day. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get a promotion today. But our sim is, well, Casey is quite tired out. So perhaps, should we have breakfast? We haven't really had much to eat recently. We snacked out before work yesterday, and then we didn't eat much through the day. Actually, we did. We had lunch when we got home, didn't we? But probably do that and then send him for a kip. Look at that. Nice little bit of salad with some salmon. We wash up even though we haven't made... Oh, PG. Oh, it's too late now. 1:30 in the evening. Perfect time to wake up. Right then, we've got some more hunger as well, so might as well have lunch. We probably want to look at getting a better fridge and a cooker so we don't have to eat anywhere near as often. Manage that. And then, might as well, should we do another painting? Oh no, actually what we need to do is we need to check the mail today. Find a job. We haven't done that since we got home from work. The meal, as always, was yummy. I cooked it. The job on offer was the same one we saw on the computer yesterday. I turned it down before turning my attention to my computer to find another job. It was law enforcement. There was a slacker one again. And there was a musician. None of those took my fancy. So, it was time to have a bath. Wash my hair, wash my arms, make sure I'm all nice and clean. That way, I could go for a pee. Or maybe it was number 2. He decides. Of course, I make sure to wash my hands before painting. And as luck would have it, I received a phone call. The lawyers have taken a surprising vow of poverty and has returned $150 to us. That was a good phone call to get. Oh, we're racing the clock. Can I get one more point? Yeah, my creativity. Yeah, before the car arrives. Okay. We got a little bit of comfort, a little bit of energy. Not much we can do that. Drink. And sit, and it might help us out a little bit before we go to work. There's our car. Time to go for another day. And when our sim was at work, I decided it was just the right time to expand our house a little bit. And the location was out of bounds. Now I'm not above using cheats to get around this one, as I feel like we should be able to naturally extend this all the way to the end. And I believe the move objects on cheat is the one that I need, and this should allow me to now extend this all the way to the end. And I do want to move the door over there, and then what we can do is we can... Actually, I need to get rid of this fence here. So we'll bulldoze that fence, and bulldoze that one to put a new one right here. Yes, for the footpath, I kind of like this one. And then what we can do is we can come over here. We can actually wrap this all the way around the house, making sure to leave that one wide gap so that we can put some flowers there. We might actually need to hire a gardener. I'm thinking like when we leave the house, our room drops. I want to make sure that that's not the case. So we can take some of these plants that we've got and sort of move them around. I feel like some of them might actually be dying. No, give me that. Put that there. Yeah, I don't like that. Maybe we go... Yeah, nab a few plants from the side here. We've got a couple of these. So if we go 2 of these... Nope, like that. Put the daffodils in between. Grab this for now. We're likely going to have to buy a couple more. This way we've got a nice little plant patch coming out of the garden. I'm not so sure I like these ones just yet. So we'll go ahead and move those. Put a couple of these, maybe either side. And then, no, there isn't room to put one in the middle here. There is over there, though. And then we can put... How do I feel about that? Well, yeah, I suppose it ain't too bad. Put these ones over here. Or maybe what we do is we just simply add this one to either side there and throw that one over there. And unfortunately, there was no promotion for us, but I want to make sure that our garden is going to be upkept. So we go ahead and hire a gardener. And that should take care of that. The plants will stay hydrated. Saves us a job. Yes, it's going to cost us a little bit of money, but that's okay. Yeah, with that done, it was time to send our sim to bed. Not just for the night, but for this episode. So don't forget that if you would like to join us in the simulation, then please do consider subscribing, and you can always leave it by hitting that dislike button. But either way you go, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. As always, I am KC, you are the awesome folks, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.